Total Life Pursuit, and this is video number 2 of the Physical Health video series. This video series is a companion that goes along with the Physical Health Manual, and you can get that on Amazon, or you can come to my house. No, don't come to my house. Just go to Amazon and get it. So this is, you can just listen to this as a standalone video series, but it really does go with the Physical Manual. And this is number 2, and I'm going to talk to you about motivation. You think, oh, I for sure thought you were going to talk about eating. That's down the line. Why does it matter? What matters? How does it matter? We got to ask these questions. So it has to matter to you, or you won't follow through. If you don't have any motivation, if it doesn't matter, then you're not going to do it. It's kind of like, well, what do you want for dinner tonight? You want Chinese, Mexican, American? I don't care. Now, if you've asked your wife that, you know what happens next, right? You pick. All right, let's have American. Really wasn't in the mood for American. You said anywhere. I know, anywhere but that. All right, well, I want to do Mexican. It's healthier. I don't want Mexican. You know what I mean? It's got to matter to you, and you've got to say why it matters to you. In fact, I would say you need multiple motivations or motivators. Now, while I work out, I need a reason sometimes. The love of working out doesn't do it to me. I love working out. I love lifting weights. I love the feeling of it. I love the after feeling of it. But you know, sometimes I just don't want to work out. I just don't want to work out. Looking good doesn't do it for me. I like looking good, but that isn't going to keep me in the gym. It may work for you. Hey, looking good works for you. But what happens when you look good? Or what happens when looking good just gets too hard? Well, it's just not that important, right? So you have to find some important and strong motivators. As you go through the TLP Video Health Library, you are going to learn about all kinds of things, and those are going to be strong motivators for you. Within the video series, I will talk about the avoidance of disease, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and other metabolic diseases, Alzheimer's, right? I would like to avoid those. Anybody with me? Well, they're all lifestyle diseases. I just had someone say, yeah, but the doctors told me this cancer is genetic. What we need to understand is we get to turn the genes on or off. And you know how we do that? Lifestyle. Exactly right. So if there is a genetic component to disease, you get to turn it on or off with your lifestyle. That's a good reason to get healthy. How about avoiding mental issues? You say, what are you talking about, man? Listen, depression and anxiety can be greatly improved. There's all kinds of research for this. Can be greatly improved or eradicated through eating healthy, getting proper sleep, and exercise. You knew I was going to say that because exercise gives you feel-good hormones. It just bursts them open. So you got feel-good hormones going through your body, which gets to your brain. Hello. Which gets to your brain, where that depression and anxiety stems from, right? So, being able to do what you want to do when you're older. How about that one? This is one of my favorites. Youth is not wasted on the youth if you stay young when you get old. That's what I say. I don't know if you understood that. I'll give it to you one more time. Youth is not wasted on the youth if you stay young when you're old. I'm an old guy that's young. And I'm just going to stay young. I've just decided I'm turning in my old card, except when it gets me discounts on the golf course. Then I'm doing it. Physical discipline connects with life discipline. When you are physically disciplined, you have more discipline in your life. And it's a great thing. That may be a good motivator for you. How about feeling better? That's a good motivation. I like feeling good. Oftentimes when people go through a health transformation and they start feeling good, they get up out of bed and they think, wow, I didn't know I could feel this good getting up out of bed. I thought I had to be stiff and not feel so well and have a little headache and be this or that. I thought going through the day that I had aches and pains were just a part of my life every single day. And when you get healthy, you could get rid of those aches and pains. It's good news. It's a good motivator. How about some more energy? People say, oh, no, wait a second. I've worked out before, and that saps my energy. Look, if you can cross the about 2 or 3 week barrier and get to the next level of exercising, you will find more energy than you had before. I'm guaranteeing it. Why? How can I do that? Because I know physiology. Physiology is going to win over whatever attitude that you or others may have about your energy levels. Working out gives you more energy. Eating nutritionally dense food gives you more energy. It just does. And we'll get into that in later videos. So eating right, how about sleeping right? Stressing less. They all are energy boosters. These are all energy boosters. How about avoiding early death? I'm a fan. I'm 60 now. I just like to avoid dying, I don't know, in my 60s. Mortality rates plummet when you're eating well, moving more, and rejuvenating your life on a weekly basis. Google it. Just Google it. Mortality rates, benefits, exercise, benefits, eating more vegetables, benefits, sleeping more. Just do it, and you'll find all kinds of documentation on this. I'll give you one. Exercising 150 minutes a week, which is what the ACSM recommends. 150 minutes a week, moderate intensity, which means 30 minutes a day for 5 days. Really not that much, people. Reduces overall mortality by 47%. 47%. You're going to live longer. I like that. Fulfilling your destiny and God's call in your life. That's another really good motivator. You know, you can cut it short. You can cut it short. And not only can you cut your life short, but you can cut your effectiveness short because you can't do things anymore, or you can't remember things anymore, or you're going to the doctors too much or whatever. You can cut things short. So beginning in your 20s. Did you say beginning in the 20s? I said beginning in your 20s. Start living like you want to live in your 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yeah. If you get past 90, just consider yourself blessed, okay? So, let's remember, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, you're not men and women of steel. That's a cartoon. They made it into a movie. Well, they made it into about 6 movies. But you give them maybe even Batman versus Superman. That's 7 movies. I don't know. A lot of movies, and it's not you. Okay, that's not you. You can also cut your ability to perform. I already said that. So just cut that out. I have an entire video on giving God your body. This is a great motivation because it never changes. It just never changes. And we'll get to it later, but it's a fantastic, unending motivation. He bought and purchased our forgiveness. If you're a Christian, that's what you believe. Well, he also bought and purchased your body. It's his temple. It's where he lives. So he owns you. And the good thing is, he wants the best for you. And he wants you to enjoy your life. So he's got a prescription that he wants to give you so you will have a better life. Okay? How about being here for your kids? I like that one personally. I have a lot of kids. I have 8 kids, right? I have, how many grandkids do I have right now? 17? 16? I can't keep track of them. I think 17. Okay? I got 17 grandkids. I got 8 kids. I want to amaze my grandkids. I don't know about you, but I want to amaze them. In fact, I like amazing my kids. They're not that amazed, but they are proud of me, and several of them do brag about me a little bit. Hey, that's pretty cool when your kids brag about you. You know what I mean? My dad, he works out. Whoa. You know, I'm not some big, strong guy. I'm not some, all ripped and shredded dude. But I'm not some old guy either. I'm a young 60. And my kids love that. I want to be an excellent example to my kids and to my grandkids of maintaining great physical health and disciplining yourself to do so. Because you got to discipline yourself. I want to be a great example. These are deeper motivations that we've been talking about. They don't change because they're identity focused. You know, when when it's just how I look, if getting a little more bicep or getting a flatter tummy or whatever it is, that can fade, and it just isn't that important when it really comes down to the nitty-gritty of life for most people. Obviously, for some people, it is life. I'm not talking about theirs. They got other issues that I'm not covering in this video series, okay? I'm talking about the average person that's not going to do it. But when you think about things that are identity focused, in other words, I am a great example to my children and grandchildren. I am someone who has given my body and my physical health to God. Those things are internal or intrinsic motivators, and they stay around. You see, when you want to fit into a certain dress or tux or suit for, a wedding or a party or a reunion or something like that, it might motivate you for a while, but it's going to fade because that thing is going to be done. You get my point? Okay, I have one more, maybe two more. How about being able to think well into your 80s? Thinking well. There is strong evidence that a lifelong exercise can lower your risk for future Alzheimer's disease. I don't know about you, but I'm 60. I forget my keys a little bit more. Actually, I got my keys down. I keep them in my pocket or I put them in the same place. But, I forget things from time to time, and it makes me wonder, am I getting more forgetful? I don't want to get more forgetful. I don't want to get Alzheimer's. I sure don't want to get that. So what do? Well, we get good health and we maintain good health for the rest of our lives. Okay, a recent review that combined epidemiology studies ranging in length from 3.9 to 31 years and included 23,345 people showed that exercise can reduce your Alzheimer's disease risk by up to 35%. That's just exercise. What if we were doing the rest of it? Researchers at UT Southwestern Medical University recruited 55 older adults with mild cognitive impairment, meaning they were starting to show signs of memory problems, and then 26 older adults with no signs of MCI, no memory issues. The researchers found that the older adults with the higher VO2 max scores, in other words, how you uptake oxygen, meaning they had better cardiorespiratory fitness, had less deterioration of white matter fibers in their brain. Why is that? Because when you work out, you actually get oxygen to the brain. Not only that, after 12 weeks of working out, you actually have angiogenesis, or more blood vessels happening in your brain. You get this genesis of more blood supply. It's a wonderful thing. Maybe you're thinking, it really doesn't matter much to me. I'm 30, 35. Well, you get my age and all of a sudden being really sharp mentally really does matter, let me tell you. So look, I named a bunch of things that could be motivating factors. Maybe you have some other ones. Spend some time thinking about it. How do you want your life to go into your 20s, in your 30s or 40s or 50s? If you're me, into your 70s. Because I'm already in my 60s. How do I want it to go into the 70s, into my 80s? And if I make it past 90, how do I want to live in my 90s? I don't want to live in my 90, but I'd like to live in my 90s. That's a little pun on words. Okay. You have the power to determine how you're going to do it. Yeah, but, when you get old, you just, get older and older and you just, No. All you have to do is go on YouTube and do Master Series track and field. You watch these guys who are 60, 70 years old busting out on the 100 meter, on the 440. They're amazing. You could be that too. I don't know if you could set a world record, but why not try? Get there. All you have to do is apply yourself to it. See, once you have the motivation, then you can apply the discipline to your life. You're not a victim of anything. How you feel, what you want, your desires. I really want that cookie. You're not a victim to that. You're not a victim to the energy. I'm just so wiped out after this long 6-hour workday. You're not a victim to that. You can do whatever you want. You make the choice. You can say no or you can say yes whenever you want to. I'm going to end with a couple of quotes from David Goggins. David Goggins, if you don't know him, he's a motivational speaker now, but he's an incredible, incredible athlete, and you can read his story. He says to get up and make your bed. First thing, and I'll tell you why. You've accomplished something. Something has gone right today. You made your bed. And unless you're trying to get out because there's a fire in your house, no one's stopping you from making your bed. It takes about 30 seconds. Just make your bed. Then he said to read some encouraging things and do some things that are beneficial to start your day. So instead of looking at negative stuff, look at the positive stuff. There's a Bible verse that says, plainly write down the vision and then put it before your eyes. So whatever your motivation, whatever you want to do, whatever your goals are, I want you to write it down and look at it daily. Put it before your eyes. When I'm working out or I'm tempted to eat junk or to stay up all night and get things done or whatever I'm tempted with, I rehearse my motivation. Remember I was telling you in the story in the beginning that when I'm out there, sometimes I don't want to work out. You know what I do that keeps me going? It's my motivation. It's the long road goals. It's not the short road. I love the feel of this. I love the look of this. It's not those that gets me. It's the long-term goals. I want to be healthy. I want to be living great into my 80s and possibly even my 90s. I want to be a great example to my kids. And if I quit when I don't feel like it, well, what kind of example is that? So that's what I go through. It's my motivators. And then I get to make a choice because that is a power that God has given all of us. We get to choose to do what we want to do. So you will get a chance, if you haven't done it already, in week 1 to write down your motivation. If you're working through the TLP physical manual, I encourage you, don't gloss over this section. Find your motivation and then make the choice that you're going to do whatever it takes to carry that thing through. Thanks for listening. This is Terry with Total Life Pursuit. I'll see you next time.